What's up, guys? It's Tuesday, November 1st. It's 3:37 p.m. and this is going to be the crypto newsletter catch up. Whole lot of stuff every single day. We see something coming out, multiple things that are huge. So we're just going to catch up on all the news over the past week now, and it'll be like a rapid round fire on the news. And if you haven't already, link in the bio here, join the Discord. You get access to these crypto signals here, as well as market updates, all these links in here. So if you haven't, go in the video description, click the link for the Discord and join it. So let's start off. We got Blockchain Association throws support behind Ripple and SEC duel. So a lot of people are joining in the fight with Ripple against the SEC. It's all good news. Then we have a blood moon will occur on election day for the first time in history. And a total lunar eclipse will take place on election day, beginning and ending before the polling stations open. Very weird. Weird stuff's going on. Now we got the Monetary Authority of Singapore has marked the successful completion of Phase 1 of Project Orchard, with a report detailing potential uses of a purpose-bound digital Singapore dollar and the supporting infrastructure required central bank digital currency. So potential uses of a purpose-bound digital Singapore dollar. So let's see. So we got quotes here from the participating institutions within this kind of first phase completion. So we have DBS, Singapore country head of DBS. We know, I believe DBS is tied up with Ripple and HBAR. So if we go to Hedera website, I believe DBS is on there. So we'll just check real quick. DBS right there. We got DBS. Then I feel like I saw some news about Ripple and DBS recently. Then, so DBS to launch full service digital exchange. DBS, this cryptocurrency is better than Swift. We found some good stuff here. So DBS, the cryptocurrency is better than Swift. This was August 2009. You have a rare act for the fiat paper sector. A major player, DBS, named the cryptocurrency in its public marketing collateral and called it more cost efficient and effective than traditional Swift system. And they said the bank added that Swift's lack of speed and customer understanding compared to fintech competitors like Ripple led it in 2015 to introduce a new program, Global Payments Initiative, designed to improve cross-border bank payment behavior, improve transparency, and enable clients to better track parents at near real time. I don't know why it says parents there, but they had mentioned XRP as a better option than Swift. So DBS was included in that. Then we have the OCBC, head of group, UOB, GrabFin. See anything else? So Temasek, that looks very familiar. So I'm going to look this up real quick and we can see. Let's look up HBAR because it could be Hedera. Temasek. So today, Monetary Authority of Singapore, JP Morgan, DBS Bank, and Temasek revealed its Project Ubin digital currency experiments has borne fruit with the commercialization of a cross-border payments network, leading the development of a digital multi-currency payments network aimed at enhancing commercial cross-border clearing and settlements globally. Pilot trials will commence next year. So the goal of cheaper cross-border payments. Okay. So let's keep moving on from this one. So now we have Hong Kong proposes allowing retail trade in cryptocurrencies. So proposing that they would allow retail investors to trade in cryptocurrencies and crypto exchange traded funds, a move it hopes will help rebuild its fintech hub status. Then we got, if you're an XRP holder and did not have the chance to read Bob Way's content, then this is an excellent thread to read. So let's go into it because Bob Way was one of the first 10 Ripple employees, and he knows a lot being there so earlier on. So it's good to kind of hear what he's got to say. So let's go through it. So he said, most people are familiar with speculators, but not really familiar with market makers. If you ask a speculator what will drive up the market price, they'll often tell you more people who want to buy and hold XRP long term. It is because increasing buying volume without increasing selling volume exhausted the lowest priced offers first, then must take higher and higher offers to satisfy demand. But market makers don't seem like long-term hodlers to most speculators. This is because XRP market makers are constantly buying and selling XRP at the same time, that liquidity. So what could seem less hodl than having continuous sequence of sell order in the market at all time? But it turns out that only half understands the situation. All right, I'm not going to go through all this right now, but if you wanted to go through this whole thread, join the Discord, and it's in here. You can click this link to the Twitter thread and go through the whole thing. But Biden is to float a windfall tax on energy producers. So I think that he's going to be doing a special purpose tax on energy producers. And could be a deliberate attack on, the fossil fuels and like trying to transition to this green energy, sustainable finance, green finance. This seems like an attempt to push that agenda along, that transition further. And then we have brace yourselves, the time is now approaching. Let me see. Oh, Tony Valentino is back. So if you remember from before, we did a whole Tony Valentino conspiracy going over what he said in the past, but he's back. So I'm going to actually pull that up. So he tweeted this out the other day. He's been pretty active. So he said, brace yourselves, the time is now approaching. David Schwartz has flipped something. London is ready. Sunak father-in-law coincidentally uses XRP. Did Sunak get voted in? No, he was always planned for prime minister. It starts in London. The XRPL will be the lifeblood of the new system. There we go. So this was back in July. In July, England, be prepared. British Indian by the name of Rishi Sunak will be England's next prime minister. At my USG job right before Christmas, our bosses had us register a domain ready for rishi.com. You can look this up yourself on the dates. Yesterday, Boris Johnson resigned and we were tasked to wire money to a Finmanian law firm to pay two organizations, SLG Group and Black Cube, to remove all anti-South Asian and anti-Indian on mainstream social media platforms and to promote pro-immigrant and pro-British Indian vibe on the interwebs. They will also make sure Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland remain unified under one global mentality sentiment. I'm a pretty mid-level dude at my work, but when we went for Davos in May, this guy was getting wooed by every banker and world leader. Homie will not be elected. He is chosen and approved by the powers that rule this realm. He is also a board member of the World Economic Forum under Klaus Schwab. You don't have to believe me. Just pay close attention to what happens in the media over the next few days and weeks. That was posted July 16, 2022. And most recently, we've seen that come to fruition. So people know what's going on before it goes on, if you know what I mean. Crazy. Very crazy. So let's keep going. So now we got an updated ISO 222 timeline. So Eurosystem Target 2, March 2023, Big Bang migration. Swift, March 2023, beginning of migration. Chaps, UK, April 2023. FedNow US ISO 222 base mid 2023 target, and then FedWire 2025. So we got an updated timeline. We got a little more time left. That's good to hear. We can keep on loading up until then. I do think we're going to see something happen before then, but we'll have to see. So Eurosystem reschedule start of a renewed wholesale payment system. The launch of a new real-time gross settlement system in T2 rescheduled from the 21st of November to the 20th of March in 2023. And then get ready for March 2023. Swift, high-quality payments data is becoming a reality. March 2023 marks the start of migration to ISO 222 for cross-border payments and reporting, with a coexistence period with MT messages until November 2025. So we got a little bit more time. So we're talking March. So November, like 5 months. But there's definitely going to be some stuff happening before that for sure. We're in the grand finale. You can feel it. So now we have, thanks to the collective effort of the XRPL community and RippleX dev engineers, XLS 20 is now enabled on the XRP Ledger mainnet, and a few NFTs have already been minted. So we have now XRP has the capability for NFTs. So Stargate NFTs on XRP coming soon, that's for sure. Keep a ear to the streets on that one. So earlier today, Coinbase asked Judge Torres for permission to file an amicus brief in the SEC case over XRP. And they did that. So SEC now has Coinbase against them. They have all these blockchain associations against them. They have the amicus brief from the 70,000 XRP holders with John Deaton. And it just looks like the writing's on the wall here. Then we have Indian finance minister says crypto regulation is a working priority. So let's look. Says crypto regulation should be an international priority. The country will host next year's G20 summit and thus help shape the agenda. Indian finance minister said how to regulate crypto assets should be an international priority and will be a big topic of discussion at a summit that will be held next month to kick off India's year-long stint of holding the presidency of the group of 20 nations. India will host the annual G20 summit next year. So no one single country can succeed individually being in a silo trying to regulate the crypto assets. They're going to come up with an international framework, and there is a G20 summit coming next month, it seems like. So we need to have all members of the G20 first all come on board to see how it can best be done. Yep, so starting in December. So then we had this yesterday. The first German banks will cease cash transactions from December 2022. No more depositing and withdrawing banknotes and coins. Boy. Things are heating up. Things are definitely heating up. And then we had something today from the Toronto Stock Exchange about how they, I think, were shut down, or there was like a technical problem. All the markets are closed. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, right here. Toronto Stock Exchange says it has halted trading on all issues on all marketplaces. Here's the picture. So the TSX is currently experiencing technical difficulties executing trades and is attempting to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Please use caution when placing orders and do not re-enter existing orders. Order cancellations, modifications are subject to prior fills. So that's what is going to happen when the system freezes. You're not going to be able to place orders. This whole thing is coming. The narrative is really being shaped right now, and we're seeing, things happen that are going to happen on a global scale. All right, so I just kept recording. My video software is so messed up. So if there's any problems with this video, let me know in the comments, but I got to get that fixed. But what I was saying was Saudi Arabia, US on a high alert after warning of imminent Iranian attack. See, there's a lot of stuff going on. The whole world is in shambles as we speak. Then there's NASA confirms mission to explore an asteroid that has enough gold on it to either make every person on Earth a billionaire or collapse the gold market and destabilize the entire global financial world. That's the thing about digital assets. You have it hard coded in the software, in the source code, that there's only going to be a limited amount of the coin. So 21 million Bitcoin, 100 billion XRP, and you can't change that. Whereas like they could find more gold on Earth or on an asteroid, right? So let's keep going. Then we have in an interview with Ariel View at Cybos 2022, Melvin Lowe, Group Head of Transaction Banking, OCBC, predicts that the central bank digital currencies will replace cash in Southeast Asia in the next 5 years. So I remember earlier in this video, the document that we're going over with the Singapore digital dollar, OCBC was one of the participants in that. So let's hear what he's got to say. Honestly, we don't have to, because literally all he said during this whole thing was that in the next 5 years, every country will have CBDCs, and they're basically going to frame it as a way like through mobile phones. So through mobile phones, it's easier to be able to give direct support to the citizens of a country, like government programs or like the pandemic assistance, the stimmy checks, stuff like that. So that's what he was saying here, and how it'd be in a more efficient way. So then let's keep going. We have record central bank buying lifts global gold demand. So central banks bought a record 399 tons of gold worth around 20 billion in the third quarter of 2022, helping to lift global demand for the metal. World Gold Council. So we had covered the World Gold Council in some of our previous videos over here. And then demand for gold was also strong from jewelers and buyers of gold bars and coins. All right, we can keep moving forward. So then the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank issued the first CBDC for our currency union in March of 2021. I believe this was, they issued their central bank digital currency through BIT. If you haven't seen the video from yesterday, we covered how BIT and Stellar ethics and identity. Bit and Stellar. Well, Bit uses Stellar's tech for the issuance of central bank digital currencies, and they were responsible for launching the Nigeria. So South Africa, I think. No, sorry, Nigeria. Let me see. I'll pull it up. It was the video from yesterday. Ripple XRP taking over the world country by country, and in that, it was. Yeah, here it is. So Bit and Stellar, so they were announced as one of the 15 finalists for the Monetary Authority of Singapore's Global CBDC Challenge. Bit and Stellar together aim to be a complete solution that permits central banks to issue a digital currency. And Bit actually runs on Stellar. So there we go. So I believe in this, we had found that... the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank launched their digital currency on top of Bit, which is Stellar. And then we have, don't forget, the SEC Gov voted unanimously to use distributed ledger technology for derivatives to speed up same-day settlement. And indeed, some such efforts are already underway. So anybody who says that, like in a position of power like this, that doesn't see the benefits of blockchain or distributed ledger technology, it's just smoke and mirrors. There's something else at play there, because they know full as well what it can do and how it can streamline the way processes or like the financial plumbing and just really speed up the efficiency of everything. And then this was a follow-up to it. It said, if I go back, sounds like Crypto Council amicus brief explains how Ripple XRP could be used not only for cross-border payments, but to speed up the settlement time of derivatives if only the securities market was using blockchain DLT. So if you haven't already, go watch the video I did on, where is it? Right here. So XRP and XLM Conspiracy, Kendra Hill crypto newsletter. In that, it was saying that it was like this insider way back in the day that said XRP, its main purpose was to be used for the derivatives market. And then we have this coming out as well too in this amicus brief, as well as the SEC voting unanimously to use DLT and move forward to same day settlement. So there we go. All the connections are there. Top 10 trends for the next decade, invest accordingly. Clean energy, AI and robots, biomechanics, Web3, telecommunication, next-gen materials, space tech, cybersecurity, mobility, quantum tech. Clean energy plus Web3 plus cybersecurity equals energy web token. I think energy web token's an undercover gem. And if you haven't seen the video I did, I posted it like a couple weeks back, maybe a week back, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, Great Reset, World Economic Forum deep dive. In that, they have this diagram for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So we're in a position of power because we know their game plan by 2030. So we can look at all these things and we can find like the XRP of 5G or the XRP of, XRP of like drones. You know what I mean? Like, who is the leader in providing these products or services in all these aspects? And we could be finding the best of each thing here. Because we have the upper hand. We know the game plan and we know the timeline. Then we got new Bitcoin hash rate hits a world record, 9% higher than the prior all-time high set just a few days ago. We're seeing that the hash rate is just rising, it's ballooning. Usually price follows with that. I do still believe that the market bottom is in. We just have to see the follow through. Then we see President Joe Biden endorses Fed's policy pivot. We had said we felt like there was going to be a narrative change coming up. And I do believe that to be the case. We're seeing a lot of signs that at least, the crypto market's kind of bottoming out here. Dollar looks like it's turning over. There needs to be a narrative with it. And it looks like we got it. Then we have this. Crypto law experts suggest SEC likely to lose key case. I hate when that lose key case and discredit Howey test. So everything's lining up as far as like we're almost at the end game as far as the SC case. We've seen like dozens of companies come in support of Ripple. So they seen the writing on the wall. Dude, huge stuff today. Like this is all like today basically. Russian President Putin has Parkinson's and cancer. Like in emails obtained by The Sun Online, a Russian intelligence source close to the president reportedly confirmed that Putin has early-stage Parkinson's disease and pancreatic cancer. Like, what is going on? The world is in shambles. But now we got International Monetary Fund. New tokens and platforms may transform cross-border payments and potentially much more. Things are so exciting right now. Let's see. That news was so bullish that I just got to put a gigalong order in on XRP. So new tokens, platforms may transform cross-border payments and potentially much more. We have all felt the frustration of sending money abroad. It takes time. It's expensive. It's cumbersome. Everything that we've been hearing from Ripple for the past, God knows when now. And it's to some of us, it's embarrassing because our friends who know we're economists always ask us what is going on behind the scenes. And the truth is we don't really know. It's messy, but we redeem ourselves by talking about what the future may hold. That people always find interesting, especially if the future promises to offer cheaper and more immediate and convenient ways to pay. Here's what we envision: platforms offering a marketplace where digital money can be exchanged and sent internationally. And I'm gonna leave it at this. Actually, nah, I'm going to keep going through and I'll try to go fast on the remaining stuff. All right, so we're going to keep going here. So as with all good stories, it helps to start at the beginning. Once upon a time, there was money. What is money? It's essentially an IOU, a promise to pay made by one party like a bank to another like the holder of a savings or a checking account. We lend funds to our bank, which in return offers us a means to buy goods and services. Modern money is credit. And I'm going to stop here for a sec because if you haven't already, link in the bio of this video, go to Stargate's website, get access to this free crypto masterclass accelerator. It's going to give you all the keys. We go over this stuff that they're kind of talking about, the IMF thing right now, the history of money, where we were at before, where we're at now, and where the future is headed. So that way you can be prepared in knowing, all right, where were we before, where are we at now, and what's to come. You can get all the tools you need to know how to apply those to the future and get prepared and be able to execute and come out on the better side of things. So if you haven't already, go to the link in the bio, stargate-ventures.com, go get your free crypto masterclass accelerator, put this information in, click get access, you'll get it, and then you'll be able to access it right away. So let's continue here. So it goes into the money and everything like that. Enter central banks, and then we're going to go down to here, a radical transformation. Things could change as money becomes tokenized, that is, accessible to anyone with the right private key and transferable to anyone with access to the same network. Examples of tokenized money include so-called stablecoins such as USDC coin and a central bank digital currency, which some countries such as the Bahamas and Nigeria, Stellar and Bit, have already launched and an increasing number are actively evaluating. Tokenized money introduces a radical transformation that breaks down the need for two-way trusted relationships. Anyone can hold a token even without having a direct relationship with the issuer. Joe can send Sally tokens he holds in his wallet as long as Sally's wallet is compatible. The issuer of Joe's tokens may know nothing about Sally, though her wallet will. So this transformation greatly enhances the efficiency of correspondent banking, which Ripple has been set out to eliminate for years now. And how? So first, risks are lower to Joe's bank. It's because he doesn't have to extend unsecured credit, which isn't backed by any asset, to Sally's bank to process a payment. It will receive a tokenized deposit in Sally's bank, a concrete form of money that can be sold onward or potentially even redeemed for hard assets such as government bonds. The need for trust dissipates. Second, Joe's bank will hold a liquid asset that can sell, trade, or hedge more easily than an unsecured IOU. And third, correspondent banking can be made more competitive, which should improve the quality of service, including speed and reduce fees. Sally's bank does not have to deal exclusively with the correspondents it happens to trust. Any bank or financial institution with a compatible wallet can receive Sally's payment and issue a payment to Joe's bank. Handshakes are no longer limited to close friends. And that's the thing here with blockchain technology, with DLT, you're able to not, you don't have to trust the other person in the arrangement or the finance transaction. You just got to trust the code, trust the platform. And that's what they get into here, a digital platform. But handshakes do not need to be coordinated. And that's where the platform comes in. The platform will broadcast Sally's payment order, collect participant bids for correspondent banking services, and ensure payments are made in a timely fashion. A key question is which assets will be traded on the platform. Tokenized bank deposits, as in the previous example, are one option. Another is CBDC. In that case, Sally's bank would first exchange its reserves for CBDC, then transfer it to a willing correspondent through the platform. The advantage is that more correspondents may be willing to engage because holding CBDC is less risky, in most cases, than holding the liability of a foreign private company. And from a social perspective, settlement in a safe and liquid asset such as a CBDC is preferable. It will give rise to fewer disputes down the line. But other digital assets, such as well-regulated stablecoins, could also be exchanged on the platform. The real requirement is that a wide body of counterparties trust the asset, not necessarily each other, to be stable. And that's facts. So the platform idea goes further. Instead of merely orchestrating payments, offering clearing services in the jargon, the platform could provide settlement services, the handshakes that move money from one owner to another. In the earlier example, the handshake was between two correspondent banks, but there's an alternative, and we know what that is. This platform could take in money such as a CBDC from Sally's bank, hold it in an escrow account, and issue a token against it for settlement on the platform to Joe's bank. In essence, the platform would bring each participating institution's money onto a single ledger. Think of that as taking in different monies, putting them in a basket everyone recognizes, and seamlessly exchanging those baskets between participants and across borders. Kind of sounds like Xpool. So doing so could be extremely powerful. The platform's ledger could be leveraged to write so-called smart contracts, CODIAs, which are essentially programmable transactions. For instance, a payment could be made only when another is received, or firms could automatically hedge foreign exchange risks of transactions or pledge a future incoming payment in a financial contract. More is also possible. Auctions could be designed to encourage the exchange of currencies that are typically shunned, thus expensive in cross-border payments. The possibilities are infinite, and that is precisely the point. The private sector would be able to extend the uses of the platform by writing smart contracts. It would do so by leveraging two key public goods: a common settlement platform and a common programming language to write smart contracts that are compatible with one another. So the platform would emerge as a tight public-private partnership. The challenge will be to find the right governance arrangements and to mobilize a sufficient number of central banks to pull this off. The IMF, with its near universal membership, is a good place to start exploring these prospects. We will soon publish 2 papers on these topics with all these people, and the papers will lay out an initial blueprint for such platforms in the hope of stimulating further discussion on these important topics, which are likely to shape the future of cross-border payments. Much remains to be explored, debated, and eventually done. The effort is certainly worth it, if anything, to avoid embarrassing questions about what happens today behind the cloak of bilateral handshakes. Very interesting. This seems like a call to action right there. And then on top of it, we have this from the Ripple CEO, and this is the IMF's representative. He was the general counsel for the legal department there. And just the reaction is more than any word said, especially after what we just read. So let's hear it.
Can you see those? Oh, there's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I lost into silence with that one.
For that to
Can you see?
The writing's on the wall with that one. You don't just his, body language, the Ripple CEO's body language. They know what's going to happen. All right. So next up, we got some more news. So this is from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Studies and Analysis Institute. It is more likely that in the near future, a currency agnostic peer-to-peer payment transfer mechanism like Ripple will be used to access U.S. dollars instead of a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Ripple XRP is based on a consensus algorithm and is not controlled by a centralized institution or a government. Users cannot invest in Ripple. Ripple also serves as a bridge currency, meaning XRP, meaning it can convert currencies that otherwise are unable to transact together. United States Department of Homeland Security. Then we have this from the United States Government Accountability Office. Other virtual currencies that have been created are not based on the Bitcoin protocol proof of work. One of the more prominent examples is XRP, which has a federated Byzantine agreement type of consensus mechanism, which is used within a decentralized payment system called Ripple. Ripple allows users to make peer-to-peer transfers in any currency. A key function of XRP is to facilitate the conversion from one currency to another. For example, if a direct conversion between Mexican pesos and the Thai baht is not available, the pesos can be exchanged for XRP and then XRP for the baht. United States Government Accountability Office. Then we had this. European Parliament. Unlike Ethereum's inventors, Ripple's inventors did not sell a portion of XRP via a crowd sale upon XRP's creation to fund Ripple Labs. The company was privately funded. Ripple is an open source peer-to-peer decentralized digital payment platform that allows for near instantaneous transfers of currency regardless of their form, US dollar, yen, Bitcoin. Policy Department for Economic, Scientific, and Quality of Life Policies, European Parliament. Kind of sounds familiar, right? With this IMF thing that we just read, new tokens and platforms may transform cross-border payments and potentially much more. Writing's on the wall. Let's keep going, because India today, central bank to start wholesale CBDC pilot November 1st. India's central bank will introduce a pilot wholesale central bank digital currency November 1st, that's today, and a retail version will start within a month. So in December, in a statement, the Reserve Bank of India said the use case for the wholesale digital rupee is the settlement of secondary market transactions in government securities like bonds, because it would reduce transaction costs. 9 prominent banks have been identified for participation in the pilot. We did a video on this yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's this one right here, Ripple XRP taking over the world country by country. We made all the connections with the CBDC uncovered. So now let's keep moving forward. And we know Yes Bank is tied up with Ripple, HSBC. You have Chris Larson on the board of directors, high technology council board of HSBC. And then the RBI said a pilot of the retail version is planned for launch within a month in select locations and enclosed user groups comprising customers and merchants. The bank published a 50-page concept note for the introduction of a central bank digital currency earlier this month. We have right here, India will have a prominent role in framing global crypto regulation when it takes over the G20 group presidency for 1 year, starting from December 1st until November 30th of 2023. The nation's finance minister, Nirmala, has said crypto will be part of the agenda. And she was calling for an international framework, for international regulatory framework that we saw earlier in this video. Now let's keep going forward. That was what that 50-page report thing. But now SWIFT appoints Max Mamondes as chief financial officer. This was today. Global banking cooperative SWIFT has appointed seasoned finance executive as the chief financial officer. SWIFT says Mamondes has cultivated innovation in fast-paced international environments throughout his career. And then down here you can see he said it's a pivotal time in the industry and is joining the company at an exciting juncture. And that's where we're at. We're at the inflection point. We're literally at the grand finale. And he's saying at a pivotal time in the industry and is joining the company at an exciting juncture. And then you have his perspective will be hugely beneficial as we deliver the next phases of our strategy to enable instant, frictionless, and interoperable transactions worldwide. We're there. We waited years for this and it's here. All right, now let's keep going. This is a document that somebody shared today. And in it, it's like from Russia, so the Russian Federation. And it says the article is devoted to the analysis of the use of blockchain technologies in the modern digital economy in the world and in Russia. A brief definition of the blockchain and the possibilities of using this technology in the system of modern economic and financial relations is given. So among the outlined circle of problems, the following are considered. It goes into it all. But then it says the circle of the main problems of this industry is consistently highlighted and possible solutions are proposed. So it goes into all these problems and it talks about Bitcoin and mining and stuff like that and fraud activities. Then it goes into solutions and it says special attention is paid to the possibilities of the XRP token and its use as a payment currency bridge and as a spam protection tool on the basis of the Ripple network. The important advantages of using blockchain for the further development of the digital economy of individual states and the world as a whole are emphasized. Russia, right there. I mean, like everywhere you go, every rock you unturn, Ripple's there. Then you had this, which was crazy. I read that and I was like, But the 29-year-old co-founder of MakerDAO has been found dead in San Juan, Puerto Rico, just 3 days after tweeting the following from his personal Twitter account. You got to be so careful nowadays. I'm not going to read this, but you guys can read this. This was 3 days ago, 10/28/2022, 4:57 a.m. He said this. I'm not going to say it, but if you want to read it. And then today he was found dead. So let's move on. United States Government Accountability Office in 2014 recognized XRP being decentralized from Ripple, the company. The SEC has gone rogue. Why are they the only USA regulatory body calling XRP a security? And this was that United States Government Accountability Office back in 2014 saying that XRP is a currency and how they were outlining the potential for it. Then we have this right here. The Brazilian people are taking to the streets demanding that the armed forces be activated because they do not accept the results of the election. It's just crazy, the cycles and things that play out. Like this is what happened with the last election in the US, now it's happening in Brazil. And it's just like the same things just going on across the world. The world is in shambles right now. And then we have this digital money and central bank balance sheet. Digital money is a logical step in the process of continuous technological advancement in payment systems. In response, central banks are reviewing the conduct of monetary operations in light of the new shape of financial markets and systems. The impact of digital money will depend on the type of money substitution by digital money. So, aligned to a new objective, potentially amplify the effect. So this is digital money and central bank's balance sheet, digital pound foundation, source IMF. Then we have this right here. All right, we already went through that. And then we already went through this. This was the Indian finance minister says crypto regulation should be an international priority and they'll host next year's G20 summit and thus help shape the agenda. And then we had this article about the digital rupee. And then we had this. According to our research on October 24th, the Federal Reserve Board published a notice in the Federal Register announcing that ISO 222 message format for the FedWire fund service will be adopted on a single day, March 10th, 2025. That big bang migration. And that's going to be like the nail through the coffin. It's going to be set in stone by then. We have in March 2023, we have SWIFT going live. We have Europe going live. We have UK going live in April. We have the FedNow system. I think it's like the ACH system going live with it by the midway through 2023. And then by March 10, 2025, we have the whole system, FedWire Fund Service, single day, big bang migration, ISO 222. And we know November 2025 is because this is all just like a phased migration. They're like coexisting together, the traditional format and the ISO format. But by November 2025, it will only be ISO. So like by 2025, it's set in stone, but there's going to be takeoffs for that. So now let's keep going. FTX has enabled a new feature to send crypto via email and a phone number. And if you remember Ripple with PayStrings make it easier and more seamless for sending payments, just like it's sending an email or a text. So it will make sending more payments quickly and easily around the world. This was like back, I think, 2019, 2020. But maybe they're using PayString. Then we got this right here. And this is, I'm going to leave off with this video. And then I'm going to cover this article in my next video, Crypto's 1907 moment. Financial stability ultimately depends on the trustworthiness of people, not the reliability of technology. Found some stuff in here that I want to share with you guys, but we're going to end it off on this video because it's a good one to end off on. It says, one of the most powerful 1-minute videos I've seen lately, crypto, Web3, DeFi is the new financial system, not theoretical CBDCs or quantum nonsense. It's right here, and everyone in here needs to understand that. 2023 will be disruptive within the community. And all this stuff, guys, you got to go over to stargate-ventures.com, get this free crypto masterclass accelerator. We give you all the keys. We give you the timeline. We give you what you need to watch, everything to be prepared for when this shift comes. Like, we're in the greatest financial opportunity of our lifetime. There's a huge shift going on and you want to be prepared for it. And that's what this Crypto Master Accelerator is going to do. Link in the bio of this video. So if you haven't already, go over there, click that, enter in your info. You'll get access right to your email and you'll be able to go in. So now we're going to end it off. If you haven't already as well, join the Discord. That link will be in the bio as well too. We'd love to see you guys in there. And with that, we're going to finish this video. So I'm going to play it right now and I'll see you in the next one.
We, those of us in this ecosystem, this industry, have created essentially a new financial foundation for the whole world. This is a huge responsibility. And the entire purpose of this financial foundation is that all of humanity can use an open, immutable financial layer. We are separating money from politics. We are separating money from the state. And in the same way that the church was separated from the state, and everyone now hails that as one of the greatest things that humanity ever did, we now too, it comes to us to do the same for money. Money is as or more important to people than religion is. We interact with it every day in all sorts of manners. And just as mathematics or language are immutable and open to the entire human race, so too should the exchange and management of money. That is the principle that makes this entire ecosystem important. That is the principle that justifies everything that we do. And if we lose that, it will be something that we regret for the rest of our lives because we had that opportunity.